Hey everyone, Beacon here from Point Mechanic Channel, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Ultrapoi Orb Pro models from ultrapoi.com. If you like the originals, you're going to love these, so stick around and I'll tell you why. All right, let's first talk about what you get with your purchase. There's a few different options to choose from, with the first one being just the basic model, and that will come with the Orb Pro head connected to a 3/8 inch dynamic rope, which is a new rope made specifically for Ultrapoi, and a Ultra Grip, which is a knob like this without the LED inside. The overall length of this will be 23 inches from the top to the bottom. The head is a silicone head that is nice and squishy, so it's quite forgiving if you hit yourself compared to some of the other ones out there. And the grip is also quite grippy with a hash mark on it, just like the head, and it is also made out of silicone. Now, if you want, you can get the pieces you see here individually, or you can get the deluxe kit, which is what I have here. The deluxe comes with the Ultra Knob Pro, which is a great addition to this head here. It is a LED rechargeable chip inside of the knob. It's called the Dot XL, and I've been using this knob or the chip inside of it since they came out, and I highly recommend it. Especially with this black rope, it makes it a lot easier to see the handle at nighttime. It'll come with an extra 5 foot of their rope. That way you can make the exact length of the setup you want. I have a 28-inch overall length set, so I'll definitely be using this, and look for a video in the future. I'll show you how easy it is to make that. It'll come with 2 of these cables. This is a 2-to-1, so basically you have a single input to a double output, so you can charge 4 LEDs with just 2 cables, which is pretty nice. Comes with this S-Beaner, which is great for, connecting your poi together and hooking it on your backpack or around your neck. Or if you want, you can just carry it in this cloth drawstring bag with the Ultrapoi logo on it. All right, so what makes this so much better than the original? Well, number one, the brightness. It is 4 times brighter than the original, and that's because the original used the Dot XL chip inside here, which is a great chip, but it has 1 LED, and it's just not quite as bright as I would like it, especially for doing performances. So they made their own chip, and it has 4 LEDs on it. So there's 2 LEDs on each side of the chip. It's powered by a 3.7 volt 400 milliampere hour lithium ion battery that is rechargeable. You can recharge it with that USB port right there. Now, this battery is replaceable, so if you are like me and you go to a festival and you want to have extra batteries on hand, you can swap them out quite easily. The way to get this out is to push up on the rope right there and then start to pry open like that, and then take off this ring. There's actually 2 rings on there, and then the battery will just pop right out. And then when you put that back together, make sure the ring that's on this rope is on the inside, and then it slides back in the head just like that. This also spins a lot easier. The old one would be tight on the rope, so this one has a bigger hole, which means that if it hits you, it doesn't feel all weird, and it actually spins a tad bit. Now, expect the battery life on this to be anywhere from 5 to 8 hours, just like the knob, depending on the mode that you use. Now, speaking of modes, there's more of them. The original came with 12 different color modes with 3 different flash patterns per mode, where the new one comes with 15 color modes and there's 3 different flash patterns per mode. The original came with 7 solid colors, where the new one comes with 13. The way you get to this particular menu is you're going into your custom color menu, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But what this allows you to do is basically choose 2 different colors and create your own custom color pattern. So, for instance, if I wanted a magenta and then a pink, I could choose those 2 colors, and then it will go into a playback. And within that playback, I can adjust the different flash patterns. So that is a big plus compared to the originals. So now I'll show you exactly how you navigate through these menus. All right, to show you how to navigate, I'm going to use the knob and the original chart just because it's a little easier to see how it works. The head works pretty much the same way, with the exception being the custom colored mode, which I'll show you in a second. Now, to turn it on, you have to press twice, because if you only press once, nothing's going to happen, and that's because it's actually locked. And that is a nice feature, especially if you're carrying these in your bag and they accidentally get pressed. They're not going to turn on by themselves and then drain the battery before you get to use them. So to turn it on, I'm going to hit the button twice. 1, 2, and it's going to turn on, and it right now is in the pink mode. Now, if I want to scroll to the next mode, I'm going to hit the button again. Now, see, I didn't hit it fast enough. I'm still in the pink mode, and that's because the lock feature also works when it's on. So if you don't press the button within 3 seconds of initially pressing it, it's locked so it doesn't accidentally change modes while you're spinning it. So now I'm going to hit the button, and then I'm going to hit it again, and now it's gone to the next mode. So it will go this direction on the menu until I decide that I want to change the flash pattern. So now I'm going to change the flash pattern so I can navigate this way. To do that, I'm going to long press till it turns yellow, and then I'm going to let off, and then if I press it again, it's gone to the next mode. Press it again, it'll go to the next, and then eventually it'll restart back where I was at. Now, if I want to navigate back this direction, I long press again until it turns yellow, let off, and then I'm going down the menu this way. Now, to turn it off, you long press for a half second, and then let off. Within the custom color menu, there are 13 different solid colors, and then there's a tropical and pastel. I can save any 2 of these options, and it will play it back really fast or slow, depending on the flash pattern that I use. You get to save up to 1 custom color combination. Once you overwrite it, that other combination is gone. So I'm going to get into that menu by long pressing from the off position until it turns yellow and then releasing. It will then turn red. That's the first color in the menu. I'm going to scroll by doing single clicks till I get to the first color I want. In this case, I'm going to do green. And then to select that, I'm going to long press and hold till it turns yellow and then release. And it goes back to red. I'm then going to go to my next color, which my favorite so far that I've found is the green and magenta. So I'm going to go past blue, purple, and there's magenta. I'm going to long press and then it'll turn yellow. When I release, it will then go into playback mode. And I'm sure this isn't going to show up on camera, but this is such a cool pattern. It makes it actually look like the ball is creating a ghost image out here. Now, if I want to change the flash pattern, I long press again and then release when it turns yellow. And I get to that pattern. That's my all-time favorite so far. Now, if I want to go back into the main menu, I would long press again. And since I'm on page 14 or mode 14, because that's the custom mode, the next time I hit it, I'm going to go into playback. Now, there's a few different options for the playbacks. There's 3 in total. It'll play back all the solid colors, all the rainbow modes or whatever, or all of them together. Now, if I press it again, it's going to turn it off. And if I press it again, it'll start back at mode 1. Now, just remember, you only get to save 1 custom color. So if you're going to rewrite it, it's going to be gone. And I'm going to do something now that I wasn't able to do on the original, which is I'm going to go to a lime green. And so I'm going to, let's see, long press till it turns yellow. I'm in the custom menu mode. I'm going to go to the 4th option, and that is lime. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go to the 4th option again, which is lime, and save that. And now I have a solid color that I didn't have in the original. Okay, and the last thing is to reset them. So if you long press and hold from the off position until it turns white, it reset everything. And other than that, that's pretty much how you navigate with these. Now I'm going to take these to Tipper and Friends in Florida this weekend and give them a real tryout, and I'll let you know what I think about them in the long run. So I got back from the festival and had an amazing time. There were so many good flow artists out there, and a lot of them I've been wanting to meet for many years. Had some good feedback on these. They are super bright, as I said, compared to the originals. People really like that. I didn't even spin the originals all that much at festivals just because you couldn't see them very well, but I'll definitely be spinning these quite a lot. People really like the custom color modes. I kind of wish there was an extra color that you could choose, but the fact that you can choose 2 of them is good enough in my opinion. Had really good feedback on the rope too. This is like a cross between a VPC rope, which is what I use, and a static climbing rope, which is what the jacket seems to be made of. It has the stiff characteristics of the climbing rope, but the flexibility of a VPC. It has something that neither of those have, though, which is a little bit of a springiness to it, which is something I didn't expect at all. It's quite nice, actually. The core of the rope doesn't quite fill out the jacket fully to make it extra stiff, but that's kind of nice. It gives it almost like a spongy effect to it, and I really do appreciate that. Let's see, it held up great against the humidity out there, no issues at all. As a matter of fact, I accidentally dropped both of these in the river, completely soaked them trying to do a flow video, and no issues whatsoever. Obviously, I don't recommend doing that, but just goes to show how well these are made. I've hit them in the ground quite a lot of times, and they just bounce right back, and no issues. Some people have complained over the years about the the USB port that is on this chip having issues. And I think the reason that's happening is because they might be putting the two shells together without the chip being perfectly aligned with the slot that's in the case for the USB port. If you don't get that perfectly centered, then one edge of the port can have extra pressure on it when you put the shells together. And if you're hitting this into the ground a bunch of times, it might cause damage that way. So make sure it's perfectly centered. Maybe get a USB cable, plug it into the chip, and then once it's centered, put the case together. I've had these chips since they've come out, and I've never had a USB port problem. So keep that in mind. One thing I wish they did have is a USB-C port. I just wish that would be with any type of flow prop. There doesn't seem to be a lot of people using that out there. I know a lot of people would like that, but yeah, that's all I really can say about these. They're great, and $155 for the deluxe setup. It's a price that's pretty affordable. If you have any comments or questions, leave it in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about these. If you want a discount code at ultrapoi.com, it is Poi Mechanic, all one word, and it's all capitalized. Really appreciate y'all watching. Thanks a lot, and I will see you next time.